Oh. Okay, bing, bang, boom. That's gonna be live. Get in on this. Get in on these. Hmm. 5-second delay, eh? Huh. Brother Theo, what happening? I am checking out Eve Ewing's fourth issue of Monica Rambeau Photon. So just kind of wondering. Let me see how it's gonna turn out. I'll probably end up doing this tomorrow night with Chillmonger. Oh, you got your vision on the way? Cool. Yeah, man. Yeah. Crazy enough, I know you're gonna be like, D, your Black Panther card is revoked. Theo, I just got this today. This is my first time having the 7-inch Marvel Select Black Panther. Okie dokie. So there, mark that one off the list. Now I have a 7-inch Black Panther figure. I got to dig all of my Black Panther jumps out and get a big old side by side thingy with all of them in the picture. That should be fun. I think I will have big fun doing that. Okay, there's some people in the building standing around. They ain't introduced themselves yet. I guess they mama ain't teach them. Well, no, I'm saying I should have had it sooner. You know what I'm saying? I knew there was a Marvel Select out there. I knew there was a 7-inch version out there, but I just didn't, for some reason, make it a priority to pick that John up because, dozens and dozens of, just Black Panther related figures sitting around. So yeah, just because I should have this by now. I should have all things Black Panther. I mean, that's a goal to aspire to. It's not really very realistic, but it is a goal to aspire to. I mean, there's other stuff in the room that I've got stored and stacked, and man, I got a Black Panther piggy bank. A Black Panther piggy bank. Scratching 8 ball. Oh, okay. Here goes this guy. We not finna get into that conversation, Jerence. Let's just say you respect what gives me joy. I'll respect what gives you joy. Okay? Well, that's what we're gonna do. What we're not gonna do is make these sweeping statements for responses. we don't fit into that. Unless of course you're joking. If you're joking, then yes, we'll totally laugh with you and not at you. Hey Theo, I just that's exactly what I said, and I hope he doesn't do what I think he's gonna. Well, he's here. I hope you don't do what I think you're going to do, because it won't turn out the way you think it's gonna turn out, unless you just have nothing better to do. I was letting you know in advance, so you don't, as my uncle used to say, slide down a razor blade into a pool of alcohol. Hokey dokey. So we saw the topics, right? We saw the topics, right? We gonna dive in. You know what? I'm gonna let it be a nice round multiple of 5. Let's just say 5 or 10. Somewhere thereabouts. Because I got a bit to discuss, and I ain't got a whole lot of time to discuss it because, hey, Mr. Ray Smith, how you doing, sir? You are just in time to hold it down with us, fellow gatekeeper. Anyhoo, we'll be up to numbers in no time, and when we do, I will dive in. We're gonna hit all the topics, and we're gonna slap them around a little bit. We're gonna be done because I have advanced tickets to go see John Wick 4 in a little bit here, so I will definitely be giving y'all the out of theater John Wick 4 experience, because I know folks want to see that. They want to know. I mean, it's kind of obvious. I feel like as far as movies and movie going goes, John Wick will be a turning point. What are we doing? Okay. When T'Challa and Aurora get the Reed and Sue treatment, then we can enter Tucson, their son, getting the Franklin Richards treatment. That part. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. That don't nobody do say nothing crazy in this life tonight. Hey, diabolical nerd. Yerp, what's good? Look at that. We already almost at 10. You guys want to talk tonight, don't y'all? Okay, good. Because I got a few things I want to talk about. And the quicker we get them out the way, the quicker we can get to those random Q&A sessions that you guys seem to enjoy so very, 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 very much. And if I know something about it, I'll speak on it. If I don't, the answer to your question could be, I don't know. Edutainment is what I do, but I am not omniscient. I am not clairvoyant. So I can't tell you everything about everything. But if you want to know my opinion, I give you that all day. That being said, okay, I'm away for 3 more people. Oh, and while all y'all up in here, make sure y'all like this if you liking it. If you digging what a brothers shoveling, give me these right chin. Okay? And yes, before anybody says anything, I am rocking the colors, and I'm gonna be doing that until September. Don't nobody like it, then you better hope your team do better come September. But that's not what I want to talk about first. I know everybody, y'all don't hardly want to get into that because our team didn't go to the Super Bowl, let alone win it. So why do we care about racism and Kansas City Chiefs fans? You might find it interesting. You might find it real interesting. So don't throw the bathwater out or the baby. You might need both of them. Let me get y'all want to get started. Okay, let me get started. I got all my fun, lively folk up in here. Well, not yet. I have to wait for the incomparable undeniables that always make this go along really, really smooth like a baby bottom. Any of you have had kids, you know baby bottoms are smooth. So, when you throwing powder on it or whatever you throw on your baby bottom, because I ain't gonna tell nobody how to do anything with their cheering unless they doing them harm. So, yeah. All right. Okay. All right, y'all. Look at. I keep saying I gotta get out of the habit of saying My wife always tells me that, it's like and but I do that in real life. So it's like I don't mean to be weird, but anyway. First things first. I hold in my hands issue number 4 of Monica Rambeau Photon. And if y'all want to hear and see a full breakdown about this comic, join me tomorrow evening on Chillmonger's channel at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I might want to put that in the comments to remind y'all. But yeah, me and Chill do a review of this Monica Rambeau Photon book. And it sounds as if she's breaking the universe. Now, don't quote me on this, but and we always end up bringing up the MCU when we talk about Marvel, and it's hard to just talk about Marvel and not talk about the MCU because casuals and hipsters have made it chic to talk about the Marvel universe and Marvel this and Marvel that. So we're going to try to work it into the conversation edgewise. Now, here's what's going on. They've pushed projects back. Marvel Studios have. They've pushed several projects back. I have a question. Is anybody shocked by this? Oh, we're going to talk about Earth 1985. Trust and believe, Theo. Right now, what I'm saying is in reference to this comic book, okay? Did Marvels get pushed back to November because of it? Because there are things going on in this book that could very well impact the MCU if it were in the MCU. And we know that they reshoot all the time. So it could be a good thing because it appears in the comics Monica Rambeau is billions and billions and billions of times more powerful than she was before. What? Really? Bruh, we talking universal level. You know what I'm saying? Unless something changes in the next issue, she's. If anybody's ever read Earth X, you know how in Earth X, superheroes become an allegory for gods or being godlike, because that's how a lot of superhuman characters are treated in Earth X. Like, you know, like they have this godlike persona about them. That's kind of like the level of power Monica Rambeau's approaching in this book. Like, she's powerful like that, like to the point where people could be like, oh, she's almost godlike. I mean, we talk about, you know, being able to, if she learns to control it, we talk about her being able to traverse realities and affect them and potentially destroy them. Sure. Hey, how you doing, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, indeed, indeed. That being said, the writer on this book is Eve L. Ewing. The same Eve L. Ewing, who will be taking over writing chores for the relaunch of Black Panther in June. Eve, we're watching you. Us, we're watching you. And we want to see a respectful rendition of the character, a return to prominence. What's going on? Hey, are we talking about Mrs. X-Men outdated, been fired? No, we're not talking about that, sure. We're talking about Eve Ewing. But if you would like to ask my opinion about it towards the end, I would be more than happy to field that for you. As I said, Eve Ewing's taking over. Black Panther's got a new look. Black Panther's got a new way he moves now because he's a fugitive. How, this is my first question, how, because I know y'all gonna ask it, how does what Eve Ewing is doing or going to be doing tie in with the newest run of Avengers, where we clearly see T'Challa in his traditional duds as a member of the Avengers? Is T'Challa going to be wearing two costumes? And I know that's not a reflection on anything that Eve Ewing is doing. Ewing doing bars. But at the same time, we want a respectful, like I said, rendition of T'Challa, a return. I wouldn't even say prominence, a return to respect, or even better still, give us a storyline in about 3 or 4 issues that's going to make us forget all about that shit John Ridley did. If you can do that, Eve, we will salute you. If you make a worse crap storm of it than what it is already, then you too shall join the ranks of the Kuglers and Feiges and Ridleys and yo ass if you fuck up and do what you shouldn't be doing. I have a feeling though, because I've been reading Photon and I've been enjoying it. And hopefully what she's doing in Photon can transfer over to the Black Panther run. Is that a crazy thing to request? Is that a crazy thing to ask about? Hope not. What we talking about in the comments? Sure say, I don't trust Eve will do him justice, since her saying she wants to focus on Wakanda means Wakanda for never to me. Well, sure, I tell you what, I will do this Black Panther run like I do all movies. When I'm streaming a movie, I'm not sure what the movie's about or if it's going to be good, because otherwise I'll be sitting around trying all night like this movie, that movie, this movie, that movie, this movie, that movie, this. I'll pick a movie, and that movie has like 15 to 20 minutes to engage me. If that movie don't engage me in 15, 20 minutes, same thing with a comic book. A comic book run only has so many, I'm saying me. I'm not saying anybody else. A comic book run only has so many issues to engage me before I'm just like, if her run can't keep me engaged, this will be the first time I do not collect an entire run of a Black Panther, all the comics in a Black Panther run. That's how tired I am of their BS. It's just like, I'm done with y'all. If y'all want to play this game in the comics too, it ain't nothing but money. Anyway, Theo say, I understand your question though, because he's going to be an Avenger while also being an outlaw in Wakanda. Yeah, exactly. What is he? Is he an outlaw or an Avenger? Hey, Grand Madam, I see you. Respect, Queen. Is he going to be an Avenger? And if he's still a fugitive, which I think somebody was going to ask him, if he's still a fugitive, why are the Avengers still allowing him membership? If he's a fugitive. Also, what is the reason to want to go back to the abusers, aka the Avengers? Ashura, aren't we trying to forget all of that happened? Aren't we trying to wipe that out? Aren't we hoping that we wake up and that's a fucked up dream? That's why. And because the Avengers' abusiveness should not be allowed to deny the greatest Black superhero in comics a spot on their roster. Why would he want to? I get it. He could very easily go off and start his own team, which he has done before. Over in DC, Batman started the Outsiders when he was tired of the Justice League's BS. But the Justice League came back and said, Batman, please come back. We need you. Sit. You know, same kind of a thing. Look at it like this, Ashura. The Avengers are going to need T'Challa before T'Challa needs they behinds. Is Photon just talk and exposition with no superhero stuff going inside the real? No, actually, there is talk, but like in a decent movie, there's enough talk to drive the story. As far as action, yeah, there's action. Yeah, bolts of energy are being shot. People are squaring up. She's actually fighting two characters at the same time. Is there action? Yeah. What page so far you ain't seen no action? And if it ain't no action on it, it's providing an explanation. Here she is trying to get back to her universe. You see what I'm saying? There's stuff going on. I trust and believe there is stuff going on. And that female Beyonder's back. So yeah, it's not just I wouldn't come up here and say I think, I thought, I feel, I like if I didn't think or feel or like what I'm telling you. I like the run so far. I mean, I think it's only a 5-issue run. As long as she ties that story off in a neat little bow, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be mad at her if it don't land with nobody else, or don't nobody else say, I like this. I think Monica Rambeau should have a monthly book. I do. For the simple not just because we ain't got enough women books, we ain't got enough black women out there. No, because I think Monica Rambeau is a layered and interesting character, and she does not get enough shine in books. After reflecting on the Our Voices issue of Black Panther, says my man Theo, if Eve is doing what would make sense, I understand why he's creeping around Wakanda Vice being public. Yeah, I agree, Theo. Who says that what's going on in Avengers and what's going on in Black Panther's own book are actually occurring in real time, let alone chronological order? There's something we hadn't considered either. We just automatically assume all books run congruent in the same timeline with one another, and in most cases they do. But not the 90s run of Guardians of the Galaxy. Not Conan the Barbarian, at least not initially. And in the Marvel Saga miniseries, it was established that the Hyborian age of Conan exists in the 616 universe. So Robert E. Howard's world is a part of the 616, but it's also part, just like Greek mythology and Norse mythology and all of that, it can exist in different formats. So, not to confuse yourself and say, well, if so and so is in it, how come it's. Because different people interpret different parthenons of mythology in different ways. Hey, chill, what's up? What's up? What's up? It will happen in current time, but does Avengers happen in current time, chill? I mean, ain't this coming on the heels of the ending of this storyline? And aren't there some major changes being made? See, this is what happens when you open up that multiversal Pandora's box. This is the very thing that DC Comics suffered from in the early 80s. This is the very thing that made Crisis on Infinite Earths necessary, because there was too much overlap, too much of this, there, that. How do we explain? And why isn't this congruent? And why? Nope, let's just make one congruent universe and be done. And everybody exists in it. It ain't universe over here or universe over there, but eventually you always get back to universe, 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 universe. I don't know why that is. I mean, I guess the necessity to have stories expand and grow. D Steezel, my man, what's happening? We up in here. D, we talking about Eve Ewing and her upcoming run on Black Panther, and Black Panther being also in the Avengers, who just got done beating him up and kicking him out in 2 different costumes. So Black Panther gonna be running around. Maybe the different costume is to keep people from thinking that's T'Challa. Maybe they're thinking that's just some dude wearing some crazy outfit and look and act like T'Challa. That would make sense. That would be plausible. Leading a dual life, yeah. The Avengers see something on a monitor. Who's that guy? And what's he doing in Benin T'Chaka? That doesn't look like T'Challa. And of course, it is Wakanda, the most technologically advanced country on the planet. So it wouldn't be hard to fool Tony Stark's technology. Okay. Grand Madam, yes, as far as I can see, she's staying in the 616. It looks like the 616. She dips in between universes, in at least in this issue, and she finds a way to will herself back to the mainstream universe where the Beyonders waiting on her and shenanigans ensue. I'm a save all of that. Chill. I don't know. Have you picked? Chill. Have you picked? Oh, of course you've picked this up. Have you read through it and gotten a working idea of what you think it should or shouldn't be? Okay. All right. We will be ready tomorrow. I was telling them before you got on that we're gonna be doing that Photon Friday thing and for them to tune in, as as Theo so affectionately referred to it, as a family of channels. So yeah, y'all give me airplay, I give you airplay, and we all play together happily. DC, you say, I wonder if Eve's adding new Wakanda side characters. God, I hope not. Why don't they deal with the side characters that they have? I mean, you got Tosin and his girlfriend, you got any number of delegates. You got Midnight Angels, you got Dora's, you got Shuri. There's plenty of people that you can talk about and expand on their story without having to introduce another. It's enough characters right now. They got enough. Hell, they got characters from Jungle Action that they sitting on that they could be using that they're not using. I mean, I saw Somber and Baron Macabre, whatever you want to call it. But you got Salamander Cruel. You got Venom. You got Evil Malice. You got Wind Eagle. You got the Soul Strangler. Why not reintroduce some of those characters? You got the Supremacists. Ooh, when we gonna see the Supremacists again? Ton of characters. Ton of characters that you could reintroduce. They just nobody wants to dig deep enough into T'Challa's stories to find this kind of stuff. Oh, that's right. They're on an agenda. You know what I mean? They want to make sure that right down the middle, we doing everything that everybody think we should do. Ray, you say you're not sure Ridley can read. Yeah, well, I I I choose to dwell on the joy and satisfaction rather than the anger and regret. And it brings me joy and satisfaction that John Ridley is gone. May he never return. These days will say usually new writers need to put their stamp on it, creating new characters. Eve Ewing introduced a female Beyonder. Other than that, all of those characters are established that have occurred, that have appeared in Monica Rambeau Photon up until this point. So all she did was rehash some old favorites, not shoehorn some stuff in and be like, you gotta deal with this. I ain't really that concerned with it either. Theo, but like you, I too am hopeful. Oh, 34 minutes. Okay. We got to transition, y'all. We got to get on the next subject. As far as this, if we're going to have, further dialogue about this, catch me and Mr. Chillmonger here on Chillmonger's channel tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're already subscribed to Chillmonger's channel, you'll get an alert, won't you? If you're digging what the Chillmeister's shoveling, put some dirt in his bucket. All right? We're going to be talking Monica Rambeau stuff. So if you believe it's posing, come check it out over there too. It's going to be the same type of stuff I'm saying here. Now, transitioning. Okay. Now, if you are one of the many, many people who have been on Twitter and have seen the behavior on Twitter, not just toward pro-recasters. It's important that you remember that the behavior on Twitter, period, is deplorable AF. If you don't believe me, take a little trip on Twitter Road and just go down the rabbit hole and see where you end up on Twitter. Twitter is not a nice place. Twitter is not a place for the sensitive. Twitter is not a place for the faint of heart. Twitter is not the place to pick fights with people and you don't know who you in the room with. It's like there's a spot, and this is the perfect analogy. It's like there's a spotlight on one crip, walking, one crip, and you decide, but the rest of the room is dark. Spotlight on one crip, and you roll up on him. What's up, Crab? Crab is a derogatory term that Bloods use for Crips. Okay, they're called crabs, and Crips call Bloods slobs. Anyway, but then you turn the light on, and you realize you in a room full of Crips. Uh-oh. Gonna have to retract some of those statements. Gonna have to block some people. Gonna have to go run and hide. That's the kind of place Twitter is. So, bearing that in mind, knowing that the way you move on Twitter, and here's the question: should the way you move on Twitter be predatory, neutral, or defensive? And why do you think that? Are you a person that's just like anybody can get it on Twitter and you just go in on anybody? Or do you just like sit around waiting for a particular group of people and like, yeah, go ahead, say something. Yeah, go ahead, say something. And you just go nuts. Byron, what up? All the people I like in here. All the people I'm cool with up in here. And if y'all like me, go ahead and hit that thumbster, man. It's more people in here than it is likes. It shouldn't be that way. Common sense, right? Common sense. If it's 20 people in here, it should be 20 likes, right? Is there somebody in here that don't like it? I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. They'll say, I don't know if it's a category, but I'd like to consider myself in the don't tug on my cape too hard or too many times. That, Theo, sounds defensive. So, Theo, you are of a mind, I ain't gonna mess with nobody until you mess with me. But there are some people that's just out there like, why you tweet that? Why you tweeting like you tough? Just I say that because it's a really funny story that I tell about when I was in high school. I was a kid, and it was gangs and stuff. And when people want to fight, it does not matter what you say to them or try to say to them. So, psychology moment here. All right. Do you need what people are forcing you to engage in on Twitter? Do you need it? Is it essential? I mean, some of us go in under the guise of defending T'Chaka, and all that they represent. But do we need to? I mean, we got enough information out there to where people can find it. Just send their asses to find it. Why are we having these conversations that result in folks getting blocked? I'm going to ask for the sword of omens to give me sight beyond sight so I can see why these corny don't know how to mind their own business. So it's already been established. They're not going to mind their own business. So we are going to have to educate as recasters. You can take it how you want to take it, but in my mind, the entire idea of being a pro recaster for me is to educate. Why do I say that? Because people don't know the truth. And that lie has been perpetuated by people in high places. Okay. As Mr. Smith can tell you, the Bible speaks of who and what we sometimes, well, not sometimes, but most of the time, have to wage war against. We wage war against principalities. Now, I ain't wanting to preach y'all no sermon, but that makes a whole lot of sense. You aren't at war with the person. You at war with the energy around that person. Whether you call that energy, whether you call that spirit, whether that is what you need to start dealing with. Not, I'm just going to break this individual down as a human being. Some people need that. They do. Some people don't. But at the same time, what are you fighting? Because you're fighting a what, not a who. Bear that in mind. Are anti-recasters smarter than you? I would wager to say no, because anybody who sits around regurgitating information that they don't know anything about, I wouldn't call that person smart. I bet I've roused a few things in the chat. Let's see what we got. Which lie? It was just too soon to recast. This honors T'Challa. It honors Chadwick. That's one of them. Yes, it is. That's another one. Yes, it is. Preach. I'm trying, Jay. And what's up, Jay Figures? And so that third one, it honors, yeah, okay. Regardless of what it is, our focus oftentimes, and Theo, you can back me on this, our focus oftentimes is clarification. And in the clarification comes, not on our part, frustration. They can't deal with the clarification, so it creates frustration. And from that frustration comes aggression, whatever form that takes. There's enough of that on Twitter. I want to ask that us, as one like mind, you know what I'm saying? One unimind, if you will. Think and move that way. Because there are people who say, I'm recast T'Challa and don't know a damn thing about T'Challa. There are people who say they are recast T'Challa and couldn't sit in a room and hold a candle to some of these anti-recasters that come at them aggressively. So let knowledge be the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Let people see, and I've spoke to Theo at length about this. Let people see the knowledge. Don't let them see the energy of aggression. Don't let them see the rudeness. Don't let them see the disrespect. Oh, you disrespect me first, so I'm gonna disrespect you back. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. And trust me, when I was in these streets, I was about retribution and retaliation. But I can tell you what retribution and retaliation gets you. Retribution and retaliation. Yeah. You ain't gonna get it in the form you gave it out all the time, but it's gonna come back to you. And I might be sounding a little overly dramatic for this, but it's how I feel. And if we call ourselves an us, we need to move like a us. And in order to move like a us, we got to have a knowledge of us. Talk to the people who just found out about T'Challa in 2016. Bolster their knowledge. Turn them on to that cat, the cat that put together the compilation and posted it on Twitter. Turn them on to that. That's a good reference. It's a very good reference, especially the older Jack Kirby stuff, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, the Tales of Suspense stuff. That's some good stuff to have people reference and know. There was a T'Challa long before Nate Moore and them took it and turned him into what he, or deaded him. Let's just say that. I done been running my mouth and I let these comments get past me. Where we at? Where we at? What y'all on here babbling on about? We got our new T'Challa. His name is Nico. Not how we move. What's up, Cold Tiger? Theo said, I ain't got to move past 12/8/2020 or May 16th or May 18th, 2018. Okay. And yeah, it can get frustrating, says Diabolical Nerd. I usually leave emotions out of it and can remain calm. Now, if they get disrespectful, then what Diabolical Nerd said, I'm not saying let nobody disrespect you. I'm not saying even to take a Martin Luther King type approach to the situation, even though I've been referred to as a Martin Luther King. I don't advocate. Nah, if somebody hits me in my nose, I'm gonna punch you in your jaw. Period. I Hammurabi all day, twice on Sunday. If that's what you want to do, then okay, I can play the way you play. I get that aspect, but our mission starting off, kicking off, we shouldn't come at them like, who want it? Anybody can get it. What you say about Charlie yesterday? No, come at them, but I mean, don't come at them, if that makes sense. I mean, I like the way a lot of times that Theo approaches people on Twitter. Theo won't come back like, hey, sucker, what the heck you talking about, jive turkey? He'll more like just post the fact and make sure that person sees the fact, or address that person and say, oh, hey, such and such, I bet you didn't know, blah, 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 blah. But over here on this side, And it ain't being, no kind of way. If the truth stings you, it's because it's the truth. That's what the truth does to people who don't want to accept it. Why do I have my sword of omens out here? Because, a lot of times it's like a microphone when you're doing stand-up. It gives me comfort. What can I say? Yeah, definitely, Grand Madam. He might. I'm gonna be quiet. Say you okay. Zoltar the Magnificent said, knowledge reigns over emotion all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. You let somebody take you out of your square, they are in effect manipulating you. Call it what you want to call it. You're making too much sense right now. People speak with their feelings, not knowledge. Dude, you just in the comments being annoying. Stop that. That is not the way to get subs, bro. Yeah, knowledge is power. And if you use knowledge, if you wield knowledge in the correct way, can't nobody cross you. Can't nobody push you off your square. If everything you do, you operate in knowledge. What do we know about T'Challa, the Black Panther? And what's being made to be made into the prime paradigm in regard to T'Challa? And what I mean by this is this. All right. If your first interaction with T'Challa, the Black Panther, was 2016 in Captain America Civil War, I'm going to just say it, and there ain't no nice way to say it. You don't know shit about the Black Panther. Okay? You know what movies tell you. Okay? Would a movie get you a passing grade if you had to take a test about all things Black Panther? Are you one of those people that watch Romeo and Juliet and you got a test in school about Romeo and Juliet and you think the damn movie's going to tell you everything you need to know about Romeo and Juliet? Are you one of those people that call yourself a Stephen King expert, but you ain't never read a Stephen King book? Are you one of those people that call yourself a James Bond expert? I'm sorry, James Bond fans. There was James Bond novels long before there were James Bond movies. If you a fan of James Bond, you're a fan of everything James Bond. Otherwise, you just like James Bond movies. Much in the same way, if you are a fan of the Black Panther, you should know more about the Black Panther than he kicked Bucky's ass in Captain America Civil War. You should know more than that about him. You should know more about him than he got this suit that can reflect kinetic energy back on or store it and reflect it. You should know more about him than that. What's his mama's real name? And I'll give you a hint. It ain't Ramonda. In the 616, Ramonda is his stepmother. Ooh. See what I'm saying? But movies do that. They take characters and twist them. They take characters and get rid of them. They take characters and add them that wasn't there in the first place. So how are you making a movie the bastion of knowledge and information about a character when they can't even make up their damn mind what it is? Because they didn't read the book. The fuck? Really? That's who we trusting to give everybody else the knowledge. That's who we trusting to pass the knowledge of T'Challa on to the next generation, to those that don't know about T'Challa. That's who we trusting to do it. Come at them with receipts. Yes, Cold Tiger, each and every time. So that they can't tell you you don't know nothing. You hitting them with knowledge. You ain't hitting them with insults. You ain't hitting them with snide remarks. You ain't hitting them with sarcasm. Hit they ass with facts. Facts that they can go and verify because we live in a Google age. What the problem is, Cletus? They get mad when you drop truth. At that point, you've defeated them. Exactly. Theo, and that works in the exact same opposite way. When you let them get under your skin, when you let them mess with you, when you let them tell you what is and isn't. I don't even entertain what anti-recasters have to say anymore because on umpty 11 occasions, they have proven resoundingly that they don't know what they're talking about, or they're emotionally compromised like the makers of that movie. Yeah, okay, you had an emotional moment. I understand. I sympathize. Did nobody tell you you had to make that movie when you made it? Did nobody even tell you you had to make that movie with the people you was making it with? This is all shit y'all insisted on doing. This is all shit y'all said y'all wanted it to be. We thought we made the best movie we could at the time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. At this point, what are we mad about? We have everything we need to keep the stories of T'Challa going. I think us steadily talking about him irks them more than anything else. I don't think it, Theo. I know it. Because anytime anybody says anything T'Challa-like, T'Challa-esque, T'Challa-ish, somewhere in the sentence, it's let it go. It's over. Deal with it. I was dealing with what I was dealing with before you rudely stuck your nose in my damn business, you nosy bastard. I'll trust you to go back to doing whatever it was you was doing that didn't have no bearing on anything anyway. Trying to get 15 minutes of fame on my page. Fuck off. That's how I feel. I'm sorry. But I come at them with knowledge first. I ain't saying you can't cuss them out. I mean, if that's what you got to do, then do what you got to do. But come at them with knowledge first. Knowledge is us. Okay? They ain't going to be able to deny that. We are knowledge all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Diabolical Nerd said it's what they believe versus what we know. And what we know, of course. Nico, people who are of our skin tone think we need to move on. And now I'm finna hit y'all with a jewel that I don't think y'all considered. I do not know if it's purposeful, and I do not know if it's a conspiracy thing or agenda or no shit like that. But anti-recasters are not just white people. There is a plethora of division in this country, and none so more prominent than the cultural, financial, religious, personal division between Black men and Black women. Pro-recasters and anti-recasters, in my opinion, are simply another manifestation of said division. House Negro, field Negro. That shit. You can believe what you want to believe, but don't tell me what I need to believe. That is what that boils down to. I ain't got to make that shit personal. I ain't got to turn it into no fight or argument with anybody. This is what I know. This is what you think. I can prove this is what you think because I can debunk all of the shit you think. Can you debunk what I know? I think a couple people said a couple times in the chat, knowledge is power. It really, really is. My mama always used to tell me that's the one thing nobody in this world can take from you. Your knowledge. Never. Ronnie, didn't even see you there. That's why I don't talk or debate about Black Panther because I'm still trying to learn about the character. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. Thank you. You my man, 100 grand for that one. Zoltar, the source material is critical. Yes. But when you hire people who don't read comic books, fucking matter. If they were grieving, why even speak of a sequel? Oh, exactly. Nobody on earth told them we had to have that movie in 2022. They could have pushed it back like they doing now. Pushing everything back. Oh, we gonna do this in November. Oh, we gonna do this in 2024. You hear they push Loki back, right? They push Loki back. Loki ain't coming out in June. It's coming out, I think, November now. Wee! Rejoice, Loki fans. Anyway. Exactly. It was too weird. Why force a movie without the main character? Question for the ages, Z. They can't make a third film. Most of their best characters are dead or MIA. Which is why everybody coming up in the in the comments talk about Tucson. I know some people who still have not accepted Kylo Ren yet and was like, I'm done with Star Wars. Okay? Yes, Kylo Ren exists. Yes, Kylo Ren is a character that somebody inserted into the Star Wars universe. How many people like Kylo Ren? I'll wait. Anyway, all people can be ignorant. All people can be ignorant, Chillmonger, but I'm focused on mine. Yeah. Yes, goofy in all shades, goofy in all red. Yes, they can be. But what I'm trying to tell y'all, the people I constantly see popping off with an anti-recast rhetoric or comment ain't white people. I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying the most of the time when I'm dealing with somebody, not a white person, I'm just saying, very rarely is it a white person. Because I shut a white person down like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're saying something stupid, that's easy to shut them down. But a black person is like, how you been lied this long and don't know the Black Panther exists? You can't do willfully stupid. Theo, a lot of people do willfully stupid, bruh. All the damn time. Your state's full of willfully stupid people. Oh, can't set them up any easier. Totally agree with your point, D-Real. Division is the plan from the beginning. Thank you, OG. Thank you very, very much. I thought it was just me. I was tripping. I'm like, all the marches and protests that I done did in my damn lifetime and seen. Yeah, it's why I tries not to put my theories in public because a lot of people be like, he's a lunatic. He's crazy. People already say that about themselves. Anyway, keep the integrity, D-Real. You're setting the record straight. I try to, Z. I try to, man. There's non-black anti-recasters, but the rest of them are indifferent or pro-recast. No, D, I'm not saying there's not non-black anti-recasters. I know there are non-black, and I've seen Theo at war with white anti-recasters. I've seen that. Okay, but I'm just saying the vast majority of anti-recasters ain't white, bro. They aren't. You know, if we want to sit down and I can't get a head count, but I'm just saying, if I had to extrapolate, you know what I'm saying, and use the cockroach theory, Kylo Ben. Diabolical said, many I've encountered that are anti-recasters are black. Weird, right? They're so caught up on emotions without realizing the nature of self-destruction. Bruh, come on now. Let the church holler. Ashe. For real, man. That's what. Talk to that diabolical nerd guy. He knows what he's talking about. I'm not saying everybody else don't. I'm just saying. All right. Has there been a reason why Marvel sidelined all of the black comics for 10 years? Were black heroes overshining the white heroes, hence why the blackout? Combination of things, sure. As we are finding out now, it was a lack of writers who understood how to write black characters. Ever since Dwayne McDuffie passed, it seemed like don't nobody know how to write a black character adequately. But that's just my opinion. We can treat T'Challa and the world of Wakanda like it is Star Wars and really make them turn up. Yes, bruh. Cole, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. If you want to act like the mugs that bastardize Star Wars, then you will get treated like the Star Wars franchise is getting treated right now, like it's doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, overall, I know there's people that love Star Wars and folks that are fans of Star Wars, but overall, most of the people that I know, and I'm not saying my age, I'm saying most of the people I know are very disenchanted with Star Wars. The Mandalorian, other than the Mandalorian, ain't nobody really fucking with Star Wars. And that's and Bad Batch. Bad Batch and the Mandalorian. Other than that, could nobody care less what Star Wars is doing. Thank you, Brian Johnson. Thank you, Kathleen Kennedy. Thank you, J.J. Abrams. Anyway, Kylo Ren is made up, not canon. I think Ben Solo is in the lore. Yeah. Well, regardless, mess things up for the Star Wars franchise. Yes, I got my Sword of Omens out, and I'm trying to see the right stuff. Z, I'm trying to see the right stuff. I'm trying. You feel me? I'm trying. I ain't gonna pull it out. Well, I could do it like that, couldn't I? Sword of Omens, please give me sight beyond sight. Damn. That's how I'ma ask. The ones that come for me mostly look like me and are younger than me by a decade or two, if not 3. Bars, Theo. That was you rapping that when you was typing it? The ones that come from me mostly look like me and are younger than me by a decade or 2 or 3. Oh, wait, man. Oh, I could have went somewhere with that. Diabolic said, I thought about something with the anti-recasters. I think bigot YT people are slick, entertained, and rejoice over the black anti-recasters, much the same as they do after the Reagan after effects. Luke and Mara Jade's son was named Ben. See, that's what I mean about taking shit and bastardizing it, fucking it up for everybody else. You know, well, they say you fucking up the church's money, as they say. But this is the crux of what I want to get at, man. Malcolm X says self-defense is common sense. Okay, I'm not advocating for you to go out and hit people from an attack standpoint with this recast thing. For the most part, we are on our square. We we chilling tough amongst us. Most of the energy I get off of Twitter, for the most part, is from, you know, folks that got positive vibes, got positive images, positive stuff to say about the Black Panther, to say about T'Challa. Every now and then, some people get it more than others, but every now and then there's somebody that got something to say. Yeah, I mean, and I like, and y'all need to continue to do this too. I like the fact that y'all attack they ass like a swarm of fucking murder hornets. I love that y'all back each other up. And I promise you, as long as y'all continue to do that, they gonna get the message. Eventually, you just stay vigilant. They gonna get the message and be like, man, them recast T'Challa folks don't be playing. You mess with one of them, you mess with all of them. Ain't the groups that have been the most successful are the ones that had that philosophy? If you pick on one of us, you pick on all of us. You see somebody that's a pro recaster and somebody smack talking them or or regurgitating fake facts. Get on in there. I mean, you ain't got to go in there like a mob with pitchforks and torches, but at the same time, if you reiterate the fact, okay, what Theo is saying is true. It did occur in Jungle Action number 21. It did occur in Jungle Action number 24. It did occur in the Jack Kirby run of Black Panther issue 7. If you want to look that up, that's a fact. KRS-One told us when you hit them with knowledge, they can't do nothing about that. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. Man, that'd be the funny. It do, don't it? It'd be hilarious. I like watching them. Hey, get off me. Anyway, pitchforks and torches like a mob. Like a mob, you know what I'm saying? Don't go at them like that. You know what I'm saying? Go at them like a group of specialists that each one has a job to do, and each one is a cog in a wheel. You all serve a purpose. When somebody attacks Theo, we serve a purpose. When somebody attacks one of y'all, we serve a purpose. They can't do nothing with that. You done seen it. Theo's seen it. I've seen it. When folks get mobbed, when they get mollywopped by more than one person on Twitter, they back the hell up or they block everybody. So either way, we win. You blocked everybody. We didn't want to talk to your ass no way. Just is. I be looking around for Ashura and Kamoyo. I be like, you were brave enough to say that knowing they lurking. Hey, they show up. I'm like, say that shit you was saying earlier with your chest. What was you saying earlier? Sure. Kamoyo. Handle the light work. It is. Y'all are a refreshing tandem to have on our side. Thank you, gentlemen. Hey, everybody needs button men. What's a button man? That's a mafia term. The button man is usually the Joe Pesci guy. Ray said, Theo, meet me at Nate's house. Ray, Nate wouldn't know what to do with a bunch of yeah, he would. He'd call the police. There are a bunch of blacks outside my home. Yes, this is Nate Moore. Yes, I make those movies. Can you please get some people over here quickly? And can you make sure they're Caucasian cops? Thanks. Bye. Anyway, I got one more topic I want to talk about, man, and here we go wrap. Let me see what y'all got here. Sure said, if you want to have LGBTQ and black heroes, why change their sexuality or change a white mantle to black? Also, it seems to gateway to that is the constant lame Spider-Verse comics being put out. Okay. Diabolical said, that's right. We're in this together. We don't move by ourselves. No such thing as catching us slipping. Diabolical nerd. Moore said 3 or more of us together is a gang. Call it authority. Exactly. Shoot. Hey. Well, probably one black guy he don't know show up at his house. He gonna call police. Anyways, real quick. Let me set down the Sword of Omens for a second. Looks cool in the background there. The other day, well, I'll let y'all in on some interesting stuff. If any of you have seen my lovely wife, who we just celebrated an anniversary just this past Monday, she is of mixed lineage. Okay. And part of that mixed lineage that she is Cherokee Indian. And she gets a paper delivered from the Cherokee Nation. And it had an article in it. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Appreciate it. It had an article in it about how there was this Cherokee lady that was at the Super Bowl. And y'all saw the Super Bowl. You watched it. And there was, you know what? Let's just do this. Got the article right here, and I pulled it up on my phone. Native Americans grapple with Chiefs Super Bowl celebrations. Now, I'm going to hit y'all with some interesting information. Y'all get ready. This is going to be fun. All right. Moon T. Sinqua, that's her name. Moon T. Moontee. Sinqua, Sinquah, is your wife as Cherokee as Elizabeth Warren? I'm gonna let that one slide since you lean towards being a funny guy, but I don't be playing around when it comes to my family, so tread lightly, my dude. The Native American hoop dancer had never been that close to football players and coaches about to compete in the league's biggest game. As he and other indigenous performers sang and danced, they heard elated whoops from indigenous people in the audience. It gave Sinqua chills. I'm just really grateful that they did highlight our people because I think it's really important, says Sinqua, who is a member of the Hopi, Tiwa, and Choctaw nations. Coupled with Super Bowl cameras panning the Kansas City Chiefs fans doing the maligned tomahawk chop. Sinqua says that juxtaposition leaves him perplexed. I think that's the only thing that really bothers me about that whole thing is that. And I don't know where it came from. And I don't really fully understand it. But it is almost like a mockery, Sinqua said. The Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs embarked on their victory lap Wednesday with players and, well, this article came out February 18th, so a week after the game. So I think that's the only thing about it I don't understand. Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs embarked on a victory lap with players and fans alike doing the chop during a raucous parade and rally. Indigenous people are grappling with the national spotlight once again falling on the team's mascot and fan war chant, which they deem racist. Okay. This past week in Arizona, where at least a quarter of the land base is tribal reservations, there's been a complicated mix of delight for the NFL involving native indigenous cultures, but disdain for those cultures being appropriated. Fans of the Chiefs, and just so y'all know, the tomahawk chop was first done, Theo can tell you, Florida State fans. Florida State Seminoles. The Seminole Nation approves of Florida State's use of Seminole. That same chop. Okay? Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Okay. As far as the Kansas City Chiefs being called the Kansas City Chiefs, time to give you some more edutainment. Back in the 1950s, there used to be a mayor of Kansas City, Mayor Bartle, back in the 1950s. Guess what Mayor Bartle's nickname was? If you guess Chief, you guessed right. And Lamar Hunt, rest in power, will tell you, if he were alive, that the Chiefs are named not for indigenous people, excuse me, but for the love of Mayor Bartle. Now, here comes the question. Which is more important? Tradition or perception? Again, thank you for the anniversary wishes. Theo, a Floridian, has backed my facts. D. Steezel has backed my facts, but I didn't need him to back my facts. I appreciate him backing it. I did. I asked Theo to. Anyway, so there are some depictions of indigenous people that indigenous people do approve of. Don't be lulled into a sense of, oh, they're just pissing people off. Now, as far as the tomahawk chop, I mean, if y'all ain't never been to a Chiefs game, so you understand. I personally, me, as a fan, the tomahawk chop has been a tradition since, in Kansas City anyway, late 90s, early 2000s, something like that is when we adopted it. Now, wasn't nobody having an issue when we was doing it in 2000 and we wasn't winning no fucking Super Bowls. But when we started winning Super Bowls, all of a sudden we're racist. Why weren't we racist in 2003? So is that about tradition? Because technically, 20 years is a long time to be doing something. I mean, you can get mad, you complain. That's what civil rights are for. We can advocate for it and all of that, so on and so forth. But the reason the Chiefs are called the Chiefs is not because of indigenous people. Okay? They might have adopted indigenous symbols. And understand, in the 1950s, Kansas City was racist as hell. So, yeah, maybe, possibly. I, as a Chiefs fan, can say I would be bummed if the Chiefs had to change their name because I got a lot of Chiefs gear. And because the tradition of the tomahawk chop, the tradition of the Chiefs being called the Chiefs, none of that is steeped in willful disrespect. Kansas City fans are not going, look at that, I'm a Indian. They're not doing that. If you in it's a fraternal thing. It's a brotherly thing. We all in there together, our teams kicking ass, and we loving it. Whatever tradition it is you adopt with your team, that's what we adopted. We ain't trying to be disrespectful, nobody. We just trying to do what we do. You know what I'm saying? And the Chiefs don't have no disrespectful logos. All we got is an arrowhead. That could be anybody. That could be a damn caveman. Maybe we should change our name to the Kansas City Caveman. That'd probably be kind of cool. I don't know. Anyway, calm down, dog. Calm down. I already spoke on it. Don't don't have me cussing nobody out. Okay. They changed the Cleveland Indians to Guardians. Yeah, I saw that because the people who live here or don't call themselves or refer to themselves as Indians. Chief, however, is a word used across many cultures, or the translation translates into the word chief in many different cultures. It's how they refer to the leader of their group or their tribe. I don't see anything derogatory about that. So it's a mascot. I'm not saying I'm a chief. Would you drop the symbols? The arrowhead symbol? As I said, I got a lot of damn Chiefs gear, and I would be pissed if I had to get rid of all of it because somebody wasn't comfortable with how the symbol looked. I don't see how this symbol in any way, shape, or form disrespects indigenous people. Tell me how. Indigenous people ain't the only ones that use damn arrows. Indigenous people ain't the only one whose leader of their group is referred to as a chief. Virtue signaling, like my man Ashura said earlier. Perception is more important than tradition because your perceptions color your reality. Tradition is really someone else's narrative. Ding! And that's why I love my Grand Madam Tara. It should be up to the tribes and they should get paid off the mascots. Zoltar, I agree. 150 damn percent. They should get paid. I have no problem with that. Jane Brown, I'm going to Kansas City. Yeah. And the Jackson 5 redid that song, D. Steezel. Ray Smith, I could give you a history lesson on the Cleveland Indians. They were named after a Native American player, just as the baseball team was called the Naps after Napoleon Lahore. Ooh, word? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You think I'm crazy. Anyway, yeah, Christopher Columbus. Yes, because the dumbass thought he was going to India or had landed in India. Oh, these are Indians. Dumbass. See what I'm saying? Now I can see that. I mean, I don't see the disrespect in the word brave. Is it because of the people using the word? Because what's derogatory about a brave? Indians, I get. Redskins, I get. That's derogatory and inaccurate. How's the chief disrespectful? And is Chicago allowed to retain the Blackhawks? Isn't that the name of a tribe of Indians? So if I wanted to name a hockey team up here, the Athabascans, would that piss off Athabascan indigenous people? If I wanted to name a team the Juneau Tlingits, would that offend Tlingit Indians? Or indigenous people? I keep saying Indian. I have to unlearn Indian. I for the most part I do, but I try not to use that word when I'm referring to indigenous people. By the way, did you talk about how Disney lost 120 billion in 2022 alone? I guess they haven't recuperated the buying of Fox for 70 billion. No, I did not talk about that, sure. As a matter of fact, I'm just finishing up this. Kansas City Chiefs for the barbecue. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure if you are in Kansas City, go to Gates. Make sure you get you some barbecue burnt ends. Matter of fact, get you a barbecue burnt end sandwich. Get you a sausage sandwich. And if you go on Friday, Friday is Friday Fish Day. And that's just one barbecue place. Because barbecue is the other thing we known for, not just the Kansas City Chiefs. Bruh, cook them in a barrel. Barrel barbecue. You heard it from this grill master right chin. You know what I'm saying? I done had this propane barbecue grill that I know it's blasphemy. I know it's I call myself trying to step into the future and get me a, Hank Hill, give me a propane and propane cooking accessories. And I don't like propane. It don't cook the way you cooking it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't out here frying it, or you're barbecuing. You know what I'm saying? It don't smoke and it don't do none of that. So I'm gonna have to get me another barrel grill, because the propane junk, man, it just don't do it, man. Just don't do it. And when you're a barbecue cat like me, I barbecue drop of a hat. It was snowing outside. Hey, let's barbecue. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I'm from Kansas City. That's what we did. Okay. You don't get to kill them, then name your sports teams after them. Stick to Vikings and Celtics. Mr. Chillmonger, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not a white guy. I didn't kill no indigenous people. So I gotta suffer cause white people don't know how to act. What I'm supposed to do about that? They just got to get past it. Oh, I think it's the people using the word and money made off of it at their expense. And it's a long article, and I didn't get to read everything that's in that article, but it does talk about Mayor H. Rowe Bartle being known as the chief. So they understand that part of it. And even with the connection of Bartle, and that's why I say it was really racist. They used to have some. I ain't even gonna go into it. I don't even think I could talk about it on screen without somebody getting, what I'm saying, upset about it. Did you 100%? Yeah, okay, y'all 100% in each other. But like I said, I'm a Chiefs fan, and there are lots of Chiefs fans like me that are black, that are women, that are of the LGBTQ community. They didn't take no part in killing no indigenous folks. So we got to suffer because they some barbarians. Till somebody tell me different, I'm going to call them the Chiefs. How about that? Okay, y'all got about 5 minutes for some Q&A. I got to get up because I'm getting ready to go check out John Wick. I will give, like I said, I will give y'all a out of the theater response when I'm done. But real quick, I got about 5 minutes. Hit me. What y'all got? Thank you. The logo is tight, ain't it? Just like your Chicago Bears gear. Colors are cool. They should add black to make it the 4 directions in native spirituality. Ooh. You might be on to something, Z. I'm looking into that. I got some homies work out at Arrowhead. I might have to hit them up and see what needs to be done to try to implement something like that, like a color change on the uniform. That would be dope, man. Good looking out, man. Good looking out. So y'all ain't got no questions about nothing. Y'all asking me all these random questions in the chat. Now is the time for your random questions. Hit me. What do I think? What is this? Did you hear about? Go for it. Now is the time. Assura. Give me something. Should Ja Morant be back? No. No. Flat out. I don't even got to think about that. Talk about the Victoria Alonso firing and not taking Nate Moore with her since he was there since 2006. Wasn't Victoria Alonso largely responsible for many of the projects that failed dismally? Her name was on that shit. She's the one with She-Hulking it, wasn't she? I mean, she got Jessica Gal to write and direct and all that, but you know what I'm saying? And there was a couple of other projects. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you was effing up, you deserve to be fired. They lost money, just like somebody pointed out in the chat. They lost money, and it was because of decisions your ass made, Victoria. Yes. Bye, Felicia. Next. Why not take out Kevin too? Because Kevin has a penis. That's why. That is still that type of world. And if you gonna get somebody to take a fall, great. If you could get a woman to take a fall, especially in the corporate world, even better. It ain't like that everywhere, but a lot of places, oh hell yeah. I used to work for a multi-million-dollar company, and the CEO was a woman, and the numbers and the books was being cooked and stuff was fucking up, and she didn't know nothing about it. But guess what? Lost that job. So yeah. Kevin was dirty, but Kevin's a man, and they gotta leave a man there. That's the man they choose to leave there versus naming another mug in his stead. Nate worked for Marvel Studios years later, but he's done just as much damage. I agree, everyone. But what I just said, she gets to take the fall for everybody, and the men get to stay. That's a very unfair, effed up dynamic because they ain't gonna do nothing but stay and make more shitty products too. Yes, Victoria was Kathleen Kennedy light, D. Steezel. Oh, they already talking about Little Mermaid gonna be trash. So that's what you get for trying to make her black. Should have just stuck with your little white mermaid. Now you're gonna lose more men, more. We're gonna lose more marbles. Trying to include everybody, and ain't nobody gonna feel it. I mean, it's gonna be some hardcore black people that's like, yeah, but you got to see the fraud that's being perpetrated for what it is. You know what I mean? Oh, we just trying to assuage black people, and we're going to give them this black mermaid, and they're going to go, yes, Disney's diverse. We love them again. No, mugs ain't loved Disney for a long time. Rest in power, Lance Riddick. Oz and The Wire. My two favorite roles Lance Riddick was in. Enjoyed him thoroughly, especially The Wire. You know, when they put him in charge and he became the top dog and he had to deal with all the bullshit he knew was going. Man, you gonna make me go back and rewatch The Wire. The Wire was dope. You know what I want to watch back to back? I should watch The Wire and The Shield back to back. Corruption, corrupt cops galore. Hooray! We love to hate them. Anyway, but the corporate king, I like how you did that, Gray, gets to stay around until the next kerfuffle. Exactly, Gray. Should have gave Ariel a black father. I know, right? That would have been too much. Disney said we diverse, but we ain't that damn diverse. She mixed. Yep. Y'all said it at the same time. Wow. Wow. That's what's up. I wouldn't mind a reinvented Little Mermaid African Caribbean action story. Might work. Might not work. Looky here, y'all. It is a after it we diverse, but we still uphold stereotypes. It's a after, y'all. I gotta get up, start getting ready to go to see John Wick. I appreciate everybody in chat that came through, chatted, gave an opinion, had something they wanted to say. Again, tomorrow night, check out me and Chillmonger on Chillmonger's page doing the Photon Friday where we're gonna chop it up about Miss Rambo. And I think that's about it. Why does Triton have so many diverse daughters? Hey, I got one for you. Here's a parting shot, Astura. Why are Atlas's daughters so vastly different in age? You got a teenage one, an adult one, and an ancient crone. You can explain that one, then you can explain the other one. That's all the time I got for now, y'all. I will be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones until I do. Yo, y'all be good to each other. Peace.